This is one of the other techniques you might have come across called the 5 why technique, or even this called as Ishikawa, going after the person who created this, or fishbone diagram. There are different ways for this, but basically what it does is to try and get you to the root cause of any problem, why certain thing is happening. You ask questions, why, to get to understand go to the real root cause of why something is happening. So on the top of it doesn't appear where the problem is, the symptoms that appear. So it's pretty much like the doctors doing a diagnosis of your problem, of your so-called problem, but it's not a problem, it's a symptom. So it only is showing up as symptom. Your temperature, the body temperature, is only a way. It's not the problem. We think it's a problem, the patient thinks it's a problem. But when you go to the doctor asks, okay, how are you feeling, what are the things, what did you do yesterday, what were the kind of food that you're having, where did you go, blah blah blah, all those things, because that would give them an indication of why the temperature has come, because the temperature itself is not a problem, it's a symptom. And why it came through is basically because of various things that you did. Then they ask why it happened, blah blah blah, just to get to the real root cause of it. Could be because of an infection or a virus or something else, or a reaction to something, right? All of these, that's the root cause. So to get to that, you need to use this 5 why technique. Go to the fifth or the fourth why would typically give you the root cause of that. So there's some ways that you can do it. We can actually try and define that in the context of methods, machinery, materials, manpower. So we can actually say, okay, let's look at methods, let's look at the processes, let's look at the equipment, let's look at the people, let's look at the materials and the substances and the other equipment that we have used, all of those. So we can actually, these are the things that could help us as kind of indicators or triggers to get to the real problem. So this is very helpful again to in a lot of contexts in software development as well. And then ask the right questions. So there are a lot of different simple tools, simple ways that you do. And the problem statement, for example, gives you a good handle on that, creating a problem statement and saying that, okay, this is why we're having this, or this is where the problem has come through, and this is how we can approach it. This is when this problem is happening, and this is who the problem has been affecting. And this is actually the problem definition of the problem statement. So what, why, where, when, who, and how. This is pretty much a very good framework to get to anything. This is what I call it the 6 best friends of a man, or even all of us. These are 6 best friends because they were to anything in the world. You could actually apply the simple questions. If so long as you get the answers to these, I think that would give a fair bit understanding about that subject. But that is like ice skating, for example. What is ice skating? Why do you need that? Where do you need that? Where can you do that? When can you do ice skating? You can only do it in winter, not in summer, or only do it when it has snow or ice, right? And then who can do it? Well, anybody who's trained or who has got that. You can't just go on a trip to Switzerland and start doing skating, for example. So the ski diving, for example, what is it? How it is different from ice skating? Why do you do that? For the pleasure of it, for a hobby, or for actually trying to take your body to the next level, to actually get to that next level of fitness, for example, to test yourself, to have fun. To snow is fun, right? So where can you do that? You can't obviously do it in your home. Can you do it in your home? You can't do it. Can't do ice skating or a ski diving in your home. It has to be done in some separate setup in an environment. How can you do that? The techniques, the ways you do that, you practice it when during some particular time. So all of these, whether it is ice skating or whether it is scuba diving, or whether it is to do with your software development, whether it is to do with creating a product, a mobile app for the e-commerce website, asking these questions give you a lot of information, at least to start with, and then you can build on the top of that.